Greetings everyone, welcome to the channel, and today coming to you from the saddle we're going to be having a quick talk about the new Triumph that was revealed last week. And this is not the Rocket, which I've just done a video on. This bike is the new Moto2 inspired limited edition Triumph Daytona 765. Roll the footage. Nice. Ducati. Either a Panigale or a Super Sport, I don't know which one. A Suzuki SVG, I think. So yes, this official announcement from Triumph wasn't so much an unveiling but an acknowledgement of the production of this limited edition Triumph Daytona 765. We know that Triumph have been providing the engines for the Moto2 series, or the MotoGP series, and I think a lot of people have been speculating that this bike has been coming for quite a while. As I said, they actually ceased production of the Triumph Daytona back in 2016. There's been a couple of iterations of it. It's kind of run off, and you know, when you go on the Triumph website now, there is no Triumph Daytona there to select if you wanted to buy one. So and at the time, Triumph kind of said that the EU regulation emissions, the 675 version of the Daytona didn't really adhere to those emissions regulations, and there was also dwindling Supersport sales global, which is intriguing really, because a lot of people are quite excited about this bike. There's been a lot of anticipation and people going ooh ah about this new Daytona, which is funny really, because apparently there's been dwindling sales in Supersports. So it is interesting to see. Oh, there's another new bike. There's lots of bikes up today. Ooh, Ducati, that was a monster. So yes, it's quite interesting that Triumph have obviously dived into this market again. Now obviously, the great news is there's a new Triumph Daytona coming, a 765, which is going to utilise the same be based on the same engine that is in the Street Triple RS to be precise. But apparently the new Daytona is going to be the most powerful Daytona they've ever produced, and it will have more power than the Street Triple RS. Now the Street Triple RS I think produces about 121-ish brake horsepower, and I know that the Moto2 production bike that they actually race with is 138-ish. So it's going to be 130 estimated, I would predict, from that race-tuned Street Triple RS triple engine. Then obviously you're going to get all of the various bells and whistles that you do get on the Street Triple RS. You're going to get, obviously, I think, quick shifter. Maybe it might be a down quick shifter as well, like the KTM 790 Duke. That would be quite a good coup. You're going to get Brembos, and you're going to get probably Öhlins. Maybe it's we can all just imagine what's going to be dripping from this new Daytona. So that's the good news. The bad news is, the unfortunate news is that this Daytona will only be obviously a limited edition. There will be 765 units made for the EU and Asian market combined, and there will be 765 units made for the US and Canadian markets. So, it's very limited. And already there's people commenting on the forums and the various threads saying, they should be making a production version of this bike. Thank you. So it's a fantastic project bike that's going to be coming, and it's going to be you know, it's going to have that Moto2 DNA built into it. But it brings about the discussion, it brings about that kind of discussion of whether sports bike sales, you know, is the sports bike, you know, needed on today's roads? You know, modern sports bike, the R1s and the big ass Chixes, and the Panigale V4s, you know, are they too much bike for the road? And a lot of people are saying, you know, that sweet spot that a lot of the road bikes are coming out with now, the 100 brake horsepower, sub 200 kilos, everyone says that's ideal. So, you know, maybe is this a decline of, you know, are people shying away from these big ass powerful bikes which you can only really get the most of in the track? You know, but would a lightweight Daytona, you know, would that still tick the boxes? I don't know. I've not really got any middleweight super sport figures to put in this video, but I have no doubt that this 765 Daytona will sell like hotcakes. And from what I can gather, from what I've heard on the grapevine, is that Triumph will be unveiling the price and more details of the bike at the MotoGP at Silverstone on August 23rd. So yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to bring you a quick video update of the new Triumph Daytona Moto2 inspired limited edition that will be gracing the showrooms, I think in March of next year, March 2020. So yeah, so is this something that you are interested in? Are you going to be scrambling for the credit card and picking up the phone and calling Triumph and saying, look, I want one of those? Or, you know, as the figures say, supersports, do you think supersports are dwindling? Do you think that there's not really a need for such a bike on the road anymore? Let me know in the comments below. And ride safe, drive safe, and I'll see you next time. Oh, where did he come from? He came out of nowhere. Whenever I go between two trucks, like, you know, kind of filter between two large trucks, it always reminds me of the scene out of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when he rides the boat through the two big boats, and it always reminds me of that. So next time you do it, just, you know, remember the boat scene where he's in, I think he's in Venice, that's it, he's in Venice, and Indy and the German agent that he's kind of his love interest, and they're kind of going between on that little speedboat, that wooden speedboat. Great film. A great film. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me today. Ride safe, drive safe, and I'll see you next time.